Hello, Kerstin here with Love and Live Wellness and creator of the Thoughtful Journaling Method. Today I'm hopping in to pull back the curtain on how to pick the perfect journal for you. And I'm going to show you actual journals from my shelves that I have used or I'm going to use, and there's also one that I'm never going to use, but it's a good example of what doesn't work for me. Because part of what is important in picking a journal is that it works for you. So what are the things to look for? What is it that we want when we're going for a journal? Well, first is that you want to enjoy the cover. So you don't want it to be an old notebook that's like so beat up and you're like, I don't even like to look at it. It's like, when you're not going to use it. You're not going to enjoy journaling in it. So picking something maybe that has, a solid color like purple that you really like, or something shiny like gold, or maybe it has a design on it. All these different things exist within the journaling world, and it might feel overwhelming. So let's break it down even further. Besides just the cover, what else do we look for? Well, the next thing you look for is the paper itself. So if you're able to open up the journal and feel the paper, how does it feel in your hand? Do you like the sensation? And then the next is to write on it and notice, does it bleed through? Is it thick enough? Or do you want it to be thin? So like this journal, it has these pages like just enough where I can see my words through from the other side, but it's not bad. It's not bleeding through. It's just a little bit visible. So this is kind of like the thinnest that I would go with. And this one also has, it doesn't have lines. It's got little dots in it. So that's something to look for too. If you enjoy having a line so you know exactly where you're writing, or if you want to have more creative space, then a dot might be the best way to go. For me, when I write out my daily affirmations, I actually love doing that on a dot page. And for journaling, I tend to prefer lines. But for this example, I used a dot one for regular journaling. So what else is important? Well, do you want a completely blank journal that gives you enough space to decide how much you want to write? Or do you like having confined boxes? That's a real personal preference. And neither one is wrong. It matters more what feels better for you. So I have one journal that I know I'm never going to use, but I have it here as an example because it has that in it. So also that it's kind of boring and black on the outside, and I don't really love the texture. It's kind of just like, it feels just kind of cardboardy. I like them to be a little softer. So this one, it has a word, and then it has a specific prompt and a quote, which I like. I do like there being some structure of what I'm going to write, but then it only gives me this one page to write on, and then on the next page, there's a structure of saying what I'm grateful for, and it's got like a whole formula. That's not my jam. I'm not into like saying what I'm grateful for, though I do think that's important. What would make the next 24 hours great? What's right now? No. I don't like those questions. They make me kind of feel like my whole body starts to tense up. Like that's my body telling me those are not questions that are going to support my journaling journey. And I've only kept this journal as an example of what I don't want, because sometimes you need to know that first before you can figure out what you do want. So for me, when I'm looking for a journal, I go for a cover that's really pretty, that feels nice. It's either smooth, or I've even had some fabric ones, that just, it feels nice. And I like looking at it. I also don't love super huge journals. So I like ones that are kind of similar in size to the books that I read. So like these four, they're all about the same. They're all about the same size. I know, and I haven't opened this one yet. It's very exciting. They're all about the same size. Whereas this one is it's just a little bit bigger. Like, I know it might not seem like that much of a difference. Ooh, let me bring it in frame here. But making sure that you feel good with filling up those pages. Because this bigger one took me longer. This is really pretty though, right? That inside is so pretty. That's why I kept this one. I really liked that. And the paper's really nice. But yeah, there was a lot more space to write. And that, is great if you want lots of space. If you enjoy. But if it overwhelms you to have too much space, then maybe you do want something that's, has a smaller box that you're like, okay, I filled that little box. That's all I need to do. If that feels better, then choose something like that. But if you want to have that flexibility, maybe you want to doodle even, I think having a more open style of journal is helpful. And then the other thing I like to mention is also, what kind of pen are you using? Like, what's your jam? I love pens that really flow, like more of a gel ink kind of thing, that really flow on the page, that are easy to write with. Whereas there are other folks that love that tactile sensation. So once you've picked your journal, try on a few different pens. Maybe a pencil. Maybe you like pencils. That's okay too. What's most important is that you are writing, that you're not typing. Because if you're typing, you are not getting any of the benefits of journaling. It's more like you're creating a log. You're capturing memories and thoughts when you're typing, but you miss the connection to your subconscious. And that really is the sweet thing with journaling. And coming back again to the journal I don't like and how it has that space for putting a gratitude, I think it's a great idea every time you finish journaling to give yourself a gratitude or appreciation statement. It could be something like, I appreciate green tea, or I'm thankful I have this space to write. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to have anything to do with what you've written about, but it's a wonderful way to end your journaling and reward your brain with happy endorphins so that you're excited to journal again. It's a fun thing to try on. I've also got a book coming out that teaches you how to journal, and it comes with a companion journal. That's part of the magic of this. So the only way to get it right now is by supporting my Kickstarter. It's called New Beginnings, Transform Your Life Through Journaling. I'll put the link down in the description so that you can support my project. You can get my book, which will give you prompts. It has 150 inspirational quotes, 150 journaling prompts, and 150 stories from my life that will inspire you to journal. And then you have the companion journal that gives you all the space, or as little of a space, as you want to write in, with that flexibility on the pages, because I'm not about confined boxes. That's why they're two separate pieces, the book and the journal. I'm Kerstin. Have a magical day and a fabulous, fabulous rest of your week.